babies. That is not bullshit.
Actually, nothing I wouldn't eat or wouldn't drink or wouldn't try. If the person okayed it, I would eat a human.
According to multiple investigative journalists and federal document analysts, Ellen DeGeneres' name appears in the Epstein files. She is listed among over 300 high-profile individuals across flight logs, communications, and third-party interview records. And the person who allegedly knows the most devastating details about what that connection actually looked like behind closed doors is the one person who shared a home with her for nearly 2 decades. This isn't a story about a talk show host being rude to her staff. That chapter has already been written. This is about what allegedly happened after the cameras stopped rolling, after the audience went home, and after the doors to a stainless steel kitchen with no security cameras were carefully, deliberately closed. It didn't start with internet speculation, it didn't start with conspiracy forums, and it didn't start with anonymous tips. It started with Portia de Rossi, and if even a fraction of what sources are now claiming is accurate, it changes everything we thought we knew about Hollywood's most famous smile. Stay with me because by the end of this, you're going to understand exactly why this story is only getting louder. Let's establish the foundation. By the summer of 2020, 36 former employees of the Ellen DeGeneres show came forward in an explosive expose that ripped the mask clean off daytime television's biggest brand. The claims were brutal, rampant harassment, intimidation, a workplace so toxic it left staffers with severe anxiety and lasting trauma. Crew members described something they called the Queen's gaze, a look from the host that one person compared to a monarch deciding your execution. The show allegedly burned through 9 different stage managers in a single season. There was reportedly an unspoken rule that staff were forbidden from making eye contact with Ellen in the hallway.
Phony, liar, hypocrite. That's my reaction. She's known about this for 17 years. She's created this culture. I was there from day one. We were all petrified of her. She was not...
Comedian Margaret Cho added fuel to the fire. She revealed that despite knowing Ellen since their early stand-up days in the 1980s when she appeared as a guest on the show in the 2000s, Ellen treated her like a complete stranger. Cho also revealed that David Bowie had spent part of his segment praising Cho's outfit from the night before, going on and on about it. And out of what Cho described as sheer spite, Ellen had the entire segment cut from the broadcast. The producer personally called Cho to apologize. The woman who built a billion-dollar empire on the phrase, "be kind," was allegedly ruling her studio with an iron fist. But the toxic workplace was only the surface, because it's what Ellen was doing off the clock, and the company she was keeping that has people asking questions that nobody in mainstream media seems willing to touch.
Ellen was like really weird and not nice to me for most of my career, and like because I opened for her in the 1980s.
Oh, you did?
When she was a headliner in comedy clubs, and not way before her big fame. And so then when I would do her talk show in the 2000s, she acted like we just met, and I'm like, what?
One of those times.
I'm like, what? Like that's weird. Like
right.
It's like we go way back. Dude, what? Like it's so creepy and weird, but you know, also the other thing was David Bowie had been on the show, and he was so excited that the night before that I had come to his show wearing this giant Chinese emperor outfit. He was really thrilled about it, and he talked at length about it. And she cut it out of the show, which made me so mad. And the producer, who was a really good friend of mine, had to call me and tell me, I can't believe she did this, but she cut it out of the show. But you need to know that he was going on and on about your outfit. He loves you. God said your name.
As documented extensively by independent researchers who have combed through the now public Epstein files, the communications contained within those records are filled with language that appears to be heavily coded. References to pizza, grape soda, beef jerky, and muffins appear repeatedly in contexts where they make absolutely zero grammatical or logical sense. One email reads, "I wanted to let you know the crew really appreciated the pizza." Another says, "Let's go for pizza and grape soda again." In response to a photo of a woman, Epstein writes, "She looks pregnant," and the reply comes back, "You mean radiating a soft glow with the look of bliss and excitement?" Yeah, that's the pizza. Analysts have pointed out that these phrases are nonsensical in their stated context.
There was also a lot of language that appears to be coded regarding food. I wanted to let you know the crew really appreciated the pizza. Another email read, "This is better than a Chinese cookie. See attached. Let's go for pizza and grape soda again." This one talks about, yeah, that's the pizza. You mean radiating a soft glow with a look of bliss and excitement. There's one more, I think, in this list as well. "Sorry, I have no stomach for even the slightest aggro. I don't have the stomach for it for any drama, imaginary or real. I'm still fragile off the last one and scared of shadows." This is in response to some videos that were shared where Jeffrey Epstein himself says, "I watched all of these videos, don't send any more." And then Ghislaine is like, "I can't stomach any of this." What the fuck did you send that Jeffrey Epstein was like, "No more"?
The beef jerky references are even more disturbing. Multiple emails discuss someone named Francis showing Epstein how to make jerky, referencing a restaurant, sending warm hellos, and expressing excitement about jerky recipes in ways that read like they're talking about something else entirely. As one researcher noted, there is no shortage of terms phrased in peculiar ways across these documents. And the question people are now openly asking is this: if these are code words, what exactly are they codes for? But that's not even the worst part. Because when you start looking at how young, vulnerable stars were treated on camera by the very people connected to these circles, the warning signs were practically blinding. Justin Bieber, then the biggest teenage star on the planet, appeared on Ellen's show where she brought up paparazzi photos taken of him completely exposed during a private vacation in Bora Bora. Bieber was visibly mortified. He explained how violated he felt, how photographers had hidden in boats to capture his most private moments. Instead of offering sympathy, the host projected the invasive photos onto a massive screen behind him for millions of viewers. She then began grilling him about the woman visible in the background. A teenage boy publicly humiliated on national television about his naked body by a host who smiled through the entire thing.
The paparazzi shot in Bora Bora.
Okay.
So you are obviously in a private bungalow.
Yeah.
And because usually we're all pretty good at spotting paparazzi.
Yeah.
They hide in boats
Yeah.
and pretend to be fishermen,
Yeah.
and we're like,
Yeah.
you're paparazzi. I mean, we're pretty good at it. How did you not see that there was paparazzi there?
Well, I just didn't see them. I think I wasn't really looking out for them either, so.
Was there a boat? When you think back on it now, can you see where they may have been? Were they in a boat?
Yeah, they're definitely in a boat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, a young model named Gabriela Jimenez was filmed in 2009 having a complete psychological breakdown outside a luxury hotel. She was screaming to police that she had witnessed powerful guests engaging in an unthinkable act involving the consumption of human flesh. And then there's Chrissy Teigen, a longtime friend of the daytime elite, who during a casual interview was asked whether she would ever eat human meat. She responded without hesitation that if the person okayed it, she absolutely would. She didn't laugh it off, she didn't call it crazy, she doubled down. And here's where things get really interesting.
Actually, nothing I wouldn't eat or wouldn't drink or wouldn't try. If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
You wouldn't try a tiny bite?
No.
Really?
Absolutely not.
When you put all of this together, a pattern starts to emerge that goes far beyond a mean boss or a canceled talk show. Sources describe a separate kitchen on Ellen's property, stainless steel surfaces, a private entrance, and critically, no security cameras inside. The question being asked is what required that level of secrecy in a kitchen? What kind of preparation demands zero documentation? Multiple industry insiders have pointed to the broader longevity obsession in Silicon Valley, and Hollywood billionaires are openly investing in young blood plasma transfusions through startups with names like Ambrosia, paying thousands of dollars to infuse themselves with the blood of younger donors. The public version is regulated, the private version, according to whistleblowers, is where the real horror begins. Sandra Bullock openly discussed on a talk show what she called her favorite facial treatment, a procedure involving microneedling that pushes a substance into the skin. When pressed on what exactly was being pushed in, she described it as an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away. She then clarified, laughing, that it was foreskin from a Korean baby. She said this on camera. Nobody blinked. The audience laughed, the host laughed, and the segment moved on. Let that sink in.
Let's talk about this facial that you're obsessed with. How many, did you get the whole cast of Ocean's 8 to do
Not
this?
everybody.
Okay, and, good, smart ones.
Just those that I thought would appreciate it.
Okay, explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these, some of you, I think many of you know it, and it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the serum.
What are you pushing into the skin, Sandra? Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
Now consider that Ellen's show was canceled in May 2022. 2 months later, Anne Heche, Ellen's ex-girlfriend, was involved in a catastrophic car accident where her Mini Cooper crashed into a house and caught fire. The coroner's report stated she was unconscious from smoke inhalation until death, but aerial footage appears to show Heche sitting straight up on the gurney, which, as multiple observers have noted, requires a conscious effort. 4 months after that, Steven Twitch Boss, Ellen's co-host and DJ, was found dead. That's 2 people in Ellen's immediate inner circle gone within months of each other under circumstances that independent researchers have described as, at minimum, statistically unusual. If serious researchers are correct about the broader implications of the Epstein documents, then what we are looking at is not a celebrity scandal. It is a system where youth isn't celebrated but harvested, where vitality isn't earned but extracted, where the people at the very top of the entertainment pyramid have spent decades and billions of dollars ensuring the public never learns where the ingredients for their eternal glow actually come from. And the one person who may have seen it all firsthand, the one person who shared a home, a life, and allegedly a horrifying discovery with the woman at the center of this storm, has reportedly been fracturing from the inside for years. The walls are closing in, the documents are public, the coded emails are being decoded, the whistleblowers are no longer staying quiet, and for the first time in modern history, the audience has stopped clapping. We are watching that happen in real time. The question now isn't whether these stories will come out, they already are. The question is who falls next, and whether the people who spent decades building empires on the phrase "be kind" will ever face the same scrutiny they so carefully, so strategically avoided for so long. That's it for today, folks. See you in the next video.